Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 616. Today we'll be doing battle with the Reaper in Backpack Battles. And so, continuing on with the old Reaper week here, gonna be doing battle with a sack of surprises all week. I'm excited, it's game day for me. Hopefully you have a good game day as well. Hopefully your fantasy football teams are doing just as good as this run is about to go, which is probably gonna be poorly. Let's hit that new ranked game button and jump on in. And so, did we get a decent start? How do things look? Not the horriblest, right? This is actually on the higher end of the goodness scale, if you will. I kind of like this thorn start that we're getting here, and so we're definitely going to kick off with making a spiked shield. Definitely going to kick off with picking up this pan so that we have something to attack with, and then that's where the decisions are going to start. The thing that I'm kind of interested in is I would like to find another weapon. Like I'm okay with this next round if we say pick up a short sword and then just pull the onion and try to kill the opponent with the pan short sword. And I'm also though kind of okay with just picking up this tusk and then trying to perhaps get a bit of an early thorns build going, probably with the gloves of thorning, whatever that guy's called, or trying to just potentially pick up something there. Thorns aren't something that the Reaper particularly excels at, but if it's getting offered up to you, it's not that terrible. I think we'll just let that go. I'm having a tough time convincing myself that we want this walrus tusk, and so I'm just going to pick up the shiny shell. If we end up, converting that into a totem next round, that's fine. Let's see how this goes. I think we typically lose this round. We don't have enough sustain to fight through this. I don't know. We chunked him down hard. Take that back. Maybe we do win. Go us. GG. So, all right, how do we want to move forward here? Lots of good choices. We have the whetstone wooden sword if we want to start pushing towards a hero blade or pushing towards a falcon blade. I tend to like that with the Reaper. The downside with what we're kind of offered up here right now is we don't have any bag space, and so we definitely have to roll, definitely have to pick up some bags along the way. Yeah, let's snatch these up. I'm usually pretty content with going with these whetstone style of starts. And now we do have the broom come up if we want to go shovel. A reasonable bag in the fanny pack on sale is kind of nice. I think that's what we'll look to purchase here. And so let's get this fanny pack. Let's go ahead and start converting up the shovel. Not gonna have this. Well, we can fit the short sword in here. It's just a very high stamina round. I think I'm okay with this though. I tend to prefer just coming out and blasting as much damage as we can, as opposed to trying to go for sustain here in the early game. And so we might be able to chunk down the opponent before we just get completely stamina bombed out. All right, dude making his shovel as well. He's got a bit of sustain where we don't. He's got to contend with our thorns, though, which has to be a bit annoying. Seems like we're doing okay here. Sir Mordecai. I thought that said Sir Maokai for you, you all that are sticking around from the lands of League of Legends and from the Legends of Runeterra. Oh, Maokai out here just doing dumb control deck stuff. And so glad to get the victory over our nemesis here. And so, nothing too compelling with this opening shop. I think we want to take a roll again. The walrus tusk stuff, kind of meh. Garlics and blueberries, not really on point with what we're trying to do. I guess we could have, maybe take a blueberries with the intent to possibly upgrade the wooden sword into a the magic sword, whatever that's called. Very descriptive, the magic torch, but I'm not the hugest fan of that. I tend to prefer to just take oil lamps and not worry about the scaling like that. But all right, lots of stuff to build around here. Definitely want to pick up the leather bag. Very interested in this leather armor. We don't have the space for it right now, but we can pick that up for the next round. And then another falcon blade component here in the gloves of haste. Like to snatch that one up as well. So good usage out of the gloves. Get some good usage out of that whetstone here. Pocket sand coming in. Not a bad start. Pretty reasonable looking build at this point. The thing that I struggle to find with the Reaper is finding the direction that you want to take into the mid game, right? It's kind of awkward in the sense that, you know, if you find an early pet, you can go pets. If you find an early vampire sword, you can go vampirics. Like whatever, you can take those little nuggets, but it's still kind of tough for me to really just like piece that into the next part of the build. Like as we played Berserker last week, it was very easy to just pick a Thorn Whip and then figure out the best Thorn Whip path you could take from there. But the Reaper doesn't really path like that, in my opinion. And then you have such different takes between the various bags, with the bag we have now wanting to be very combat oriented, with the poison bag wanting to be very activation oriented. It's tough for me to really piece together everything that we're looking for in these builds. But you know, we can just make a Falcon Blade, right? That's that's going to be the decision for the day, I guess. But all right, we got the leather armor in. That looks good. Definitely want to add it in the mix. No bag space at the moment. Kind of a bummer. I think we'll just pick up the banana here. We're not going to have space for it within the bag, but it's on sale. We can just sell it next round if we don't want it. Now, I'm a little up in the air on the items that we want to use here. Just like picking up 1 damage off the whetstone isn't that spectacular. And so I think we want to just pull it and go with pocket sand and go with the shell totem here. I don't want to combine the sword, but don't want to use the whetstone. And this is a kind of a bummer moment, right? We have 4, 7, 11, 13, 14, 16 gold of stuff within our bag. I guess we can just take it. You know, like it's not a very good use of our resources. I get that some of that has just kind of come out of the come out of the shovel digs, but it doesn't feel that great. This feels like a loser. I guess the opponent's running out of stamina with their hammer, but we don't have any scaling capabilities here. It's where we're running into his sustain. Definitely need to be picking up better weapons. Like I'm happy with our leather armor at this point. We should be good defensively over the course of the next few rounds. We really need to be picking up some damage sources here, upgrading our weapons. Our wooden sword is still pretty far away. There is a health potion here. We could consider making that magic staff or magic torch. Just to have a better weapon out here and have some scaling. It's fairly safe to just take the health potion here as it is. We can just resell it if we don't want it. Definitely want that bag. Pestilence Flask's not really doing anything for me here. I was going to say, we got to find some upgrades quick, and they definitely just hit. We have the whetstone here to make the hero sword out of the wooden sword, and then the hungry blade turning up is kind of interesting in the sense that it's definitely an upgrade over the shovel. But I'm not certain if like vampirics are really where this wants to go. I'm most certainly happy with vampiric builds. We have the leather armor and the hungry blade that would get us started there, but I'm not like sold on this being the thing that we want at this exact moment. But it's okay. Well, let's see. Let's look at this real quick. What do these even sell for? 4? It's probably a reasonable time just to get rid of it. We do have some of these trashy items in here, right? The shells we don't really want. Now we have the money for the hungry blade. Got to get our whetstones in here. Bring something like this. Oh shit, we the classic bust mistake. We sold all that stuff. I thought we didn't have the money. Like I spent the money in my head on the whetstone, and then I was like, yeah, we'll just sell some stuff and get a hungry blade. And then it was like, oh, we don't have the money for the whetstone now. That's okay. We'll just sell off the potion. We'll be just fine with this. I think we'll get rid of the garlic, pick up the whetstone, and then we should be able to get these bananas on board still. And so not that bad, right? Just a gloves away from the whetstone. There are gloves away from the falcon blade, and then we should be popping off from there. All right. Finally got myself a nice pumpkin spice beverage here. I know it sounds like a basic bitch, but I really love the pumpkin flavors. And then I started drinking coffee like 2-3 weeks ago. And I've been getting hype for the pumpkin spice times, and I can't find the shit at the grocery store. It has to have been like at least 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks, I do the grocery shopping every other weekend, and like 3 weeks ago I went and couldn't find it, so I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. And then the weekend after that, I was randomly in the grocery store not doing the weekly stuff, and there was like a giant display of all pumpkin spice stuff, and I was like, shit, yeah, I'm ready. I don't want to buy any because I still have a bunch of creamer left over, but I have my mindset ready for the next week. And then so I went this week, and that display was gone, and I couldn't find any of it on the shelf, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And so I didn't have any. I made a special trip back to make sure I could I could find that display and find the pumpkin spices for me. And so we're off to the races. We're doing good. We're doing good at backpack battles. We're doing good on pumpkin spice flavors. And so I like where life's at this point. So all right, what do we got going for us here? And so it's a very interesting round in the sense of there is a lot of good clover based stuff. And so if we don't want to chase after vampirics, we can chase after the Snecko builds, which are my kind of preferred builds. I do like the Snecko builds more than going for vampirics. I know it seems like we're going vampirics here with the Hungry Blade, half of an option with the leather armor, but I do like the pivot that's kind of offered up to us here with the toad turning up, potentially using the flute. And then looking to just have the Hungry Blade be kind of a bridge item until we find a fancy fencing rapier. The other take on this round is I would like to find a Gloves of Haste. Like, none of this stuff is on sale. It's very expensive. We could pick up, Fanny Pack, and we could pick up Toad. But that's not like a really big upgrade here, and we've been losing, right? We only have 2 hearts left at this point. I think we need to get better now, and so I think what I'll look to do here is pick up the Fanny Pack. I'm going to look for gloves, and then something like the pineapple is kind of okay. It's a little bit of sustain. If we do go vampirics and end up with the thorn whip, whatever the Hungry Blade plus Thorn Whip is called, then the pineapple does help a bit there. And it gives us some nice sustain as we battle through. I guess this is okay. I do want to keep rolling here, though. Would like to find the gloves sooner than later if we can. We'll skip past all this stuff. Didn't turn up. Bit of a bummer. I'm bummed out, I tell you. Alright, but let's get this stuff sorted out just a little bit better. Oh. I wanted to do something like this. I want the Hungry Blade attacking as fast as it can, and then I still want to keep the other piece of this fanny pack open to some of these items. Looks pretty decent here with the banana. Do you have these 2 awkward spaces up here to where probably like to fit the gloves, but the gloves don't line up that well? How do we fix that? We at least push the thing like this, and then we can put the gloves on the banana. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not certain how our stamina looks this round with the double fanny pack on the Hungry Blade. We're probably pretty close to blasting through it. But okay, seems like reasonable upgrades. It seems like a decent mid-game build at this point. It is a bummer being too slow against that poison guy in the last round. What's going on here? Another fatigue round, just trying to get to his Mr. Struggles. We should take this down pretty easy. Okay. Okay. So we definitely want the stamina sack. Anything else useful here? I think we still want to keep digging for our Falcon Blade if we can. Blood Amulet's probably too good to pass up. Definitely want the Blood Amulet for the leather armor. So we'll put a lock on it. But we could continue to roll. I'd like to take one more roll, I think. If we hit a gloves, perfect. Then we can come in and make the Falcon Blade this round. So, okay. Let's get this thing up and running. Probably prefer to just have the pocket sand up here. So we're getting our Falcon Blade. That's good. Next turn, we'll pick up 21 gold. 10 of that typically goes to the typically goes to the item, and so that would only leave us with 11. I'm looking if we can get the blood amulet and the stamina sack next turn. Probably just lock the sack anyways. Lock that sack down, you know. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a on sale subclass item. Seems like this round's going okay. The damages are both holding kind of high, but we're scaling up with the thorns a bit. Alright, good deal. And so, as we come into this next round, this is kind of interesting to me in the sense that, like, again, we don't have a ton of the build-around stuff for the Hungry Blade, right? We do have the Blood Amulet coming in next round. I just have a hard time really getting excited about the Nocturnal Life Lifter. I guess we just have to take it at this point, but I would much rather just be taking the snake. I'm just trying to convince myself that the snake is okay to take, and I guess I can't really do it. Just make sad noises, you know. All right, so we definitely do need to come in and be rearranging, though. Got to make the best usage out of this Falcon Blade that we can. So I typically don't think we need to load up the fanny packs onto our weapons here. What will typically happen is the Falcon Blade is just enough to punch through. But what I'd like to do here is I want to get the leather armor. Well, it'll be better in there next round. We're just going to have to do a couple rearranges, aren't we? But I'm going to say I want to get the leather armor in here. We can get it under the fanny packs once it has the upgrade from the blood amulet. It's going to take us a round to get there, though. That's okay. Now that we have the lock lifter in here, typically want to put the Falcon Blade in the middle. So it would be something like this, and then I like to get both hexes activated off of the Hungry Blade. So it picks up one of these vampiric bonuses, and then also picks up the attack bonus. Can we not? We got to be able to get better usage out of this blood gem, right? Okay. All right, there it is. Sloppy looking round, but we'll get it sorted quickly. Then we can start to wrap stuff around. Wrap stuff around the Falcon Blade. Might just be time for the spiked shield to go. I don't like completely giving up on our defenses, though. Just having the single leather armor isn't super defensive. Alright, so reasonable stuff here. I think we'll hang on to the spiked shield and then just keep the stamina sack locked. Go ahead and be a little defensive here with this extra pocket sand. Okay, it looks a little sloppy. We'll have to rearrange again next round, but I like where we're going here. What do we got up against the old chain whip? See how our stamina holds up. We can do a little bit of tuning with the fanny packs. You know, we're not really getting a ton of stamina drain here, so maybe we do need to bring the fanny packs down onto our other weapons. Okay. Let's see. Want the sack. Don't really want the Hungry Blade. Coming into the next round. Nice scaling coming out of here if we want to pick up the oil lamp. Always happy to have one of those. Works fantastically with the Falcon Blade. And so I think we'll look to pick it up. Maybe we can't just be done with the spiked shield at this point. Well, here. Maybe it's too greedy. It's like I know I'm gonna come in and start making this swap in the the stamina is just going to be way too much. Let's see. Where are you at? Oil lamp. What did we just? Oh, I bought that other bag and that messed it up. I didn't. I've been so terrible this round about picking up the wrong bags, but okay. Got the banana, pineapple. I don't think we'll get the vampiric armor down here. And we could, I guess, do this. So the vampiric armor is on the falcon blade and still gives the vampiric bonus. That'll be fine until we put a dagger or something up in this other spot. All right, looks legit, right? Again, I'm a little bummed we got rid of our shield, but we can look to just pick up another bigger one later. We have a ton of bag space here because we keep fucking that up. Lots of activations coming off the falcon blade. That looks good. All right, next round. The old hammer time. Hammer's coming at you. MC Hammer over here. How many of you are familiar with who MC Hammer is? The existence of the human being MC Hammer. you were alive in the 80s, huh? Good job. Good job. It's interesting. MC Hammer. I've been thinking a lot about to delve away. Just feel free to skip ahead 2 minutes in the video if you don't want to hear all this. But I've been thinking a lot about Tua Tagovailoa's situation. If you're not familiar with Tua, he's one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. He has a history of getting concussions. His brain, probably fairly scrambled at this point, and what they talk about in like boxing and UFC stuff about having a weak chin to where you've gotten blasted in the head so many times that just smaller blasts to the head just give you concussions and scramble your brain piece. And so he's been struggling with that. They had to cart him off the field last year or 2 years ago. He just got another concussion last week. But everyone is calling for him to retire now. But the dude also makes $50 million a year in football salary alone. And it's easy to call out, just be like, dude, don't scramble your brain, get out of here. But like, what would it take for you to just be like, I'm financially secure for the rest of my life? Not even living a life of luxury, just like financially secure. Like, you'll do all kinds of crazy shit just to do that, right? You got kids out there joining the military, you got roofers, you've got people doing all kinds of these wildly dangerous jobs just to like pay rent. And it's not like they're living some kind of life of luxury. Tua has the opportunity to not only live the life of luxury, but for him, his immediate family, his parents, his kids, his grandkids, like, not a worry for the entirety of their lives if he can play 1 year of football. Like, it's so like wildly and ridiculously insane to hear people be like, oh, Tua, you got to quit playing football. You've already made a few $1 million. Just like, holy shit, the dumb shit that I did and still do, just for the sake of the family being moderately financially secure, is wild. And I'm making nowhere near $25 million a year, and so it's tough. It's brutal to see that kind of thing go up. You hate to see someone in the forefront of professional sports have to make the decision of, do I want to feed my family, or do I want to take 10 years off of my life? And when it came down to me, like, if I had the choice to have, the top medical care for the remainder of my life, but I could only live to be 80 instead of 90, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know if I would say the same thing when I was like 22 as compared to almost 40, but it's fucking wild to me. Just the growing thing to just be like, oh, just go and retire, just quit, just give up on literally $250 million if you can just not die for the next 5 years. And so it's tough. That's my take. I don't think it's too spicy. I don't think it's too spicy of a take. I don't know. Welcome to the internet, I guess. But whew, make that money, son. I'd do the same thing. He came out today and said he's going to keep playing, and so I guess he sees the dollars as well. But all right, let's move forward. Let's get upgraded here. See what we can do. I do like seeing these stamina sacks turn up, but we gotta get some upgrades for the right now. We've got 4, 6, 8, 10 open slots with some stuff we're willing to sell, and so I don't think we want any bags this round. Definitely interested in heroic potions, little interested in pineapples, and then another blood amulet is good. I'd prefer for this blood amulet to be coming in and then upgrading just like a dagger. And so we can put that dagger up here, typically in this spot above the falcon blade, and then it can get the bonus lifesteal in addition to the vampiric stuff, although that bonus lifesteal on it isn't nearly as important. But with this, I think we want to pick up I'm looking at the stamina potion, and I'm looking at the pineapple. I still kind of like keeping these on-hit items on our falcon blade, getting those double hits. So maybe we sell off the pocket sand. Shit, why can't I just do the basic math today? This is fucking obnoxious. I thought that we were getting 2 gold out of that. We only got 1. Either way, it's still just not enough to purchase the pineapple. All right, let's just stop there where it is. We'll cut our losses at the single pocket sand. Lock in the blood gem. Jesus Christ. I don't got to worry about scrambling my brain with concussion since it's already fucking scrambled, and so I guess that's something. Alright, seems like it's going reasonable, though. He's draining out our armor, but isn't doing a ton of damage. He's just upgrading to his double axe this round, and so caught the opponent at a pretty good time there. Okay, coming in here. So yeah, I want to pick up the blood amulet. There is a dragon. The dragons are always kind of tempting. It is a pretty decent lifesteal item, and it gets the attack speed off the falcon blade and stuff. The thing with it is I don't really just want the shitty dragon. I want the big dragons. And so we need to kind of pick up cards and find a Charizard or find a Frost Dragon or something to really lock this in. But I think that's what takes builds like this to the next level, to where we don't really need to just quit at the survival rounds. And so let's go ahead and just snatch this guy up. Got the blood gem in here as well. Got to be able to do something to get this dragon in. Shouldn't be that tough to find with all of our bag space. All right, looks decent. Hit it. Oof. What's this guy even doing? Trying to hit us with some poisons. Doesn't seem like he's really doing anything. I guess he's got the mage build, but he hasn't upgraded his wand. Feels like we aren't dealing nearly enough damage. I guess he has a lot of heal, but that was a very, very odd and awkward round. Now, look at this. We got the Death Scythe coming in on sale. Oh, that's the poison one. Shit, I got excited. I thought that was the vampiric one. Not quite what we're looking for here, so let's continue to roll. Protective Purse we're going to want. Don't need a Ripsaw Blade. Kind of eyeballing these pineapples. Like, we haven't found the Thorn Whip to upgrade the Hungry Blade, which will make the pineapples pop off. Like, all we really need at this point, though, is kind of defensive stuff, I think. Attack speed kind of stuff wouldn't hurt. We want a second oil lamp for our Falcon Blade. I think I can get behind that. I got to make a better effort watching our stamina this round, though. It doesn't seem like it's been draining. We did pick up the heroic potion, though. All right, blasted through the first round of health. It's kicking us back, though. Got him. Nice little heals in there. Okay, so we pick up our dragon for the round. That's good. We are getting to the point to where we do need to pick up a little bit more bag space, but the potion belt isn't quite it. And there is an additional dragon in here, which, again, I'm not opposed to picking up. That the bonus flames are decent. He's something that we can load up here in these slots to where they continue to lifesteal. Like, I don't hate it. And there's a Manny Neku as well. These These are godly, right? The whelps are. The falcon blade is not. It's kind of tempting if we're if we're gonna have two dragons out here to also pick up the Manny Niku, but the dragons are gonna be on like opposite sides of the falcon blade, so it's a little much. I think we want to probably skip past this one. I'm just having visions of getting multiple dragons going. All right, we'll skip before we do something crazy. All right, here's the upgrades we need. Right, we got the thorn whip in here to upgrade the hungry blade. Happy with it. We have both a dagger and a blood amulet on point with what we're trying to do. I say we go in and upgrade this blood amulet for now. I'm sorry, upgrade the dagger for now. Pick up this amulet next round, and then we're gonna have to do some rearranging here. I'm not really jazzed about. Can we keep the? It's tough. We can keep like the vampiric armor being in on the falcon blade, but we need to shift our relic case over 1 hex now. So this way we'll be able to do this. And then get the dragon out in the front, and then the dragon still catches the scaling off of the relic case. So that looks good. Get to keep the hungry blade down here at the bottom. And then the thing that's going to be the pain point for the round is figuring out how to get this thorn whip in here. I guess it's not as crazy tough as I thought it was going to be. This will almost fit. And then our stamina is just going to be fucked this round. That's fine. Just no pineapple. We could technically get up to 3 hexes for it, but I think I'm okay with this. Like we're not running optimally this round. We're going to blast through our stamina super fast, but we still deal a ton of damage along the way. So yeah, there's that stamina immediately gone. What's this opponent even doing? Is he just building up debuffs? I don't know. I mean, the dragon gets to keep attacking at this point. All right, well, not surprised we lost that round. Just nothing really going on with our build there. Okay, though, we do get to start fixing our bags. I'm gonna want all 3 of these. I think we're gonna want the fanny pack, the blood amulet, and the glowing crown. I haven't been watching our mana. I know that we're gonna need a little bit more mana generation than just the blueberries, but we'll see how that looks here in a moment. Okay. Why does this have stars on it? On hit, gain... Oh, heals 4 per vampiric item. Gotcha. So we'll keep the vampirics up and running. We'll pick up the extra fanny pack here. And then lock in the crowns. Just the best the best defensive item in the game. It's going to be a matter of figuring out how to make it work in our bags here. Okay, that looks reasonable. Need to pick up some mana as well. But yeah, looking big, looking strong. This guy's got a lot of pets, got a big busted blade. Would have been a good round to pick up the old invulnerabilities, but we might be able to fight through the big hits. Not for 184. Damn. So we could fight through one, but we can't fight through it that big. So, all right, glowing crown in. Really need to find a source of mana, right? We have to win this round or the game is just done. And so it is interesting with the prismatic orb and the blood amulets, but it's not what we need immediately. Otherwise, Manny Niku. It's a bit scary to just come out here and continue to roll. I think we got to, though. Manny Niku. It's nice seeing that on sale, but it doesn't help us this round. Ugh. Such a tough find. One more roll and we'll just stop. Okay, well, hopefully we can get it done here. Let's see. Let's keep the crown outside. I'm just curious if we ever want to, like, if we know that we really need to get the mana this turn, just pushing the blueberries up one. Kind of okay with that. And then we can just fit this other oil lamp somewhere else. The oil lamps are always reasonable on the whelps since they don't use stamina. So let's make sure we're okay here, right? The lock lifter looks good. The falcon blade looks good. Doing the best we can with the blueberries. All right, I think we're fine. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Squeeze them cheeks, fellas. Let's see how we do. Well, we're not dropping debuffs, and he doesn't have his good wand, and so hopefully we're okay here. He's starting to scale up with the heats, though. Our stamina is completely out as well. Seems like we're starting to fall. Oh. Ooh, so close. I saw him drop down to like the low double digits multiple times, and so good stuff. I'm glad we got ourselves out of that. Now, how do we feel about this round? Is this good enough to continue on to the survival rounds? Probably, right? We don't really need to add a ton into this build to make it work. We should rearrange our bags so that our stamina usage is a little bit better. Probably not going to upgrade the Ruby Whelp, but we have everything that a build needs. And so I think we'll be okay to jump into the survival mode here. See if we can't get a takedown or two along the way. So first and foremost, let's see how I want to get this rearrange up and running. I'm leaning towards just bringing these stamina bags over here so that we get more life gain out of the vampiric armor. I think I'm okay with that. Bring the falcon blade back in. Lock lifter. Sure. All right, so that's a fairly reasonable start. I am interested in both the toad and the pineapple. We managed to hit enough mana on that previous round to activate the glowing crown, but that round also went to fatigue. I don't expect that to happen too often, and so I'm fine to add in the toad. I'm fine to add in the pineapple here as well. And make sure we're not messing up all of our bag space at this point, though. Let's see. So far, so good. I'm curious if now that we picked up the toad, if we can just kind of skip on keeping the blueberries next to the falcon blade, so we can get extra sustain out of these oil lamps. Who does this guy even activate on? We don't have any really good activators for the toad. So I'm leaning towards just putting him down here at the bottom. Putting the blueberries up here on the falcon blade. And then starting to push the pineapples as much out that way as we can. Do we even have enough bag space for all this nonsense? Just barely. Planned it that way. Alright, not bad. Do it like this. See how that stamina drains down now. See how quickly our mana comes up. Well, our mana's going to be awkward this round. Well, he's only got one buff steal in the squirrel. I see the ranger pets and just assume that they're heavy into the squirrels. Still didn't generate enough mana to fight through the buff steal, though. Bummer. But our stamina looked okay, at least. We didn't crush it all there. So let's see. Let's pick up the fanny pack. kind of interested in more blood amulets, but the heart containers are interesting in their, kind of generating a bunch of uh, hearts for our Bloodthorn, but we don't really need to activate the Bloodthorn that way. We have Thorn generation and we have scaling with the oil lamp, so I think that can go. Prismatic Orb should be pretty decent here. Probably take a serious rearrange to get this in kind of an optimal space. Maybe something like here is just good enough, so we don't have to rearrange too hard. Okay. Let's try at least a little bit, but I don't want to spend all day on on optimizing this prismatic orb. So it's never gonna hit where the Falcon Blade is. The dragon is taking up a lot of hexes here, but he can be moved. It's like, do we want to give up that that life steal from just the dragon? It's not a ton. He's not dealing a ton of damage here in the sense that, we never got to upgrade it, and so see if we can't move him around this way, I guess. Could also just put our holy activator up here. Picking up the... It's only a 4% heal, but it seems pretty decent. Okay. I don't hate it. Where it's going to get awkward is these little interior hexes that we can't really do anything with from the prismatic orb. Are we okay to just give up on this oil lamp? Probably. I mean, we probably got to be. I guess the other thing of note here is this. Maybe that's where we want to be. I was going to say this vampiric armor can go up 1. It still falls within the lock lifter. Maybe this is looking a lot better. Okay, we can pull the whelp back up and then get the oil lamp in. I think that's a little bit better. We're not getting maximum usage out of the prismatic orb, but it's going to gain 4 mana right at the start. That gets us a lot closer to 10. Makes that 10 sound a lot more reasonable. The 3 vampirics and a holy. I think that's fine. Let's lock in this blood amulet. That's a good upgrade for next round, assuming that we can get there. Off to battle. What do we got? Like a big food build. Alright, we hit our 10 mana. Go us. He wasn't fighting through it. I think we end up losing this round. He's getting that heat generation, and we can't really do anything about it. We're not blasting through fast enough, and we've run out of stamina. Yeah, he's just continuing to scale higher. Does he have a cheese or something? His health keeps going up. Why did he... What was he scaling that health off of? He's got the 2 activations off the heart container, but... All right, well, is what it is. That was tough. I felt like we were in a decent spot to just push into the bonus rounds. We lost all of them. Sad day for us, but I think that was a decent place to go for it, right? As far as our build was concerned, we'd already hit the highlights. We had the Falcon Blade and the Bloodthorn. As far as weapons go, that was good. We had the decent armor in the Vampirics. I think we had the glowing crown going into the finale there as well. And so it wasn't like we needed to complete any component to make our build viable. We just were looking for smaller upgrades, right? We're looking for ways to generate mana. We got some big boosts out of things like the Prismatic Orb, but our build didn't need any upgrades to finish. But I think at the end of the day, it was probably just too weak to take into the end. Maybe we could have added in some some more stamina regen and been healthier that way. Or maybe the decision we should have made was that, like, without having a ruby chunk or without having a big frost dragon, we just don't deal enough damage to go into those big final rounds, right? And so I think the play here with this one was to just stop before the survival rounds, although we were within the space that going into the survival rounds feels good, that we've kind of completed the build and we're just adding bonuses to it. But the spike, I don't know, if we'd already hit our power spike, this isn't the kind of build that's going to get stronger as the game progresses, and so maybe we should have just stopped. Whew. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, I hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.